My name is just a series of letters, and welcome back to Dicey Dungeons. We're going to be playing The Witch. Is second episode. Incomplete. Expect the unexpected. A special trait, a random spell every time. Yes, completely random. Is that going to be an issue? Yeah, probably. Tonight, on Dicey Dungeons, we join together to watch an inevitable failure. Righty then. Right, it's memorize, of course. I remember this one now. I'm probably safest concerning, like, I'm probably safest estimating how long I can stall in a fight against the Space Marine. So I'll fight the Hothead first so that I can stall against the Space Marine to try and find something useful to take with Memorize. Memorize needs doubles. It replaces the spell slot in spell slot whatever with the unexpected spell. The unexpected spell being the spell that happens to appear in my fourth. I might want to change the Cauldron to get Memorize. Just in case I happen to roll something really great in this fight. Couldn't even take Burning Light if I wanted to. And I do, actually. Fine. Best I could do. Even burnt the enemy down. It was actually important. Hey. Oh my good giddy gosh. Life Drain? Put that in an upgraded slot. It removes its limitation, draining 6 HP every... Ooh. Yes, get that life drain. Takes the final 5 HP from vampires. All right, yes. Throw him right in the grave. Dunk that Hothead in the trash and forget to get equipment before the fight because I'm too giddy with what I already have access to. Let's create a Cauldron and an Infliction right here, I think. Reroll in the Cauldron and then pop it in the Infliction regardless. Alright. Magic Shield's kind of garbage. It's an odd that adds 3 shields. Unless you put a 1 in that, that's not that good. I can't consistently get 1s. Okay, so I am definitely just looking for lethal against the enemy then. Memorize, and then create a new infliction that I can double inflict. It's the maximum damage I can do this turn. It's fine. It's totally okay though, because... One sec. The enemy can do a maximum of 10 damage next turn. They're not even guaranteed to get it. They do manage to, but... they're never going to be able to kill me before I kill them. First aid kit probably isn't worth taking. Just want to make absolutely certain that's actually how I felt there. Ice Shard or Burning Light? Well... Ice Shard helps lock out enemy from doing certain things. Burning Light helps deal damage. I want to lock them. I have Ice Shard. Okay. So it's an odd. It's an odd, so I should put it on an even. I'll probably put it over Infliction. Because a 2 is a pretty bad hit for me here. So having that 2 generator Ice Shard is pretty good. So, let's have a little bit of a quick discussion. Every single time I say, oh, it's an odd, so I'll put it on an even so it's easier to cast. People get up me for not understanding statistics. It's entirely possible I'm wrong here. So let me litigate why I believe this is the case. It will also be a relitigation of a lot of the people who commented in response to those saying, I think what Rhapsody is getting at is, because they were pretty bang on. If you're rolling 2 die, let's simplify it. If you're rolling 2 die, each die is a 50-50 of being odd or even, right? 1, 3, 5, odd, 2, 4, 6 even. So you can consider it a coin flip, right? It's heads or tails. It's odd or even. It's 50-50. There's, especially if you only care about odd or even and no value, it's literally just a coin flip, right? So flipping 2 coins, there are 2 different ways to get 2 heads. Sorry, there's 1 way to get 2 heads. Both of them has to roll a head. There's 2 different ways to get heads and tails. You can roll heads on the first die. Roll heads, flip heads on the first coin and flip tails on the second. Or you can flip tails on the first and heads on the second. There's only 1 way to get 2 odds, 2 tails. So it's twice as likely that you end up with an odd or an odd and an even, rather than 2 odds or 2 evens. Yeah, I think anything else would be belaboring a point that I'm trying to make and making it more confused. That's effectively exactly how I feel about it. That's not that good, but there's no reason not to take it. I'll put it in a 5. And, well, yes, this at least goes on a even. It's easier to roll an even and an odd than 2 odds. And obviously 2 evens never has the ability to trigger the magic shield. Okay. Wait, 2 evens never triggers the magic shield. 2 odds never triggers the magic shield if it's an on and odd. And then heads and tails trigger it if it's an on and... wait, odds... Okay. Here's how it goes, right? So it can only accept odds. If I flip 2 heads, right, I get 2 evens from my 2 die, then I'm never casting Ice Shard. If I get 2 odds and it's equipped to an even, I never cast Ice Shard as well. However, if I get an even and an odd and an even, but I equip the Ice Shard to an even, I can cast Ice Shard with the remaining odd. So there are 2 scenarios where I cast Ice Shard, and after putting the Ice Shard on a odd in the spellbook. I know I'm litigating this for long, but there have been so many comments on this. So by putting the Ice Shard on an even, I can cast it 2 of the 4 different results from rolling 2 die. If I put it on an odd, I can only cast it in 1 of them. It's twice as effective to put it on even. Done. Okay. It's really important to like understand that like there are 2 different distinctive results: head, tails, and tails, head. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. Stereohead. Let's go. Freezing the Stereohead isn't good. Freezing the Alchemist is really good. I probably should have fought the Alchemist first. Counterspell. Ooh, do I want to lock a Counterspell on 3? Over the Memorize right now. I would not be able to memorize another thing. Counterspell can be really good. Like, just having Counterspell as an option to lock an enemy is really good, but I want to put it in slot 4. So I'm going to Crystal Ball to see if I get a 4. I don't get a 4. I get 2s. No. I have... If I'm gonna... I can't generate a Cauldron this turn, can I? No. I can't even generate a Nudge. Damn, that's really annoying. So if I got the ability to generate a Nudge or a Cauldron, I could have looked to put the Counterspell in any slot except for 3. But now it can only go in 3 or 2. I'm not removing the Ice Shard, so it's 3. So I have to get rid of the Memorize. Right? Is Counterspell that important? Yes. Yeah, it is. It's too important. I've never actually managed to play with the Counterspell out, but it is going to completely just ruin everything. Let's generate 2 copies of Ice Shard. And then generate a Life Drain. Oh, it's a maximum of 3. Right, I gotta get my upgraded slot before the life drain is as effective as I want it to be. I'll lock the enemy's 4s just in case they get any, because 4 is the most impactful thing they can roll. Maximum damage as well as the weaken. Freezing both of your die means that you're dealing 2 damage next turn, as well as weakening me twice next turn. You know what I do need to know is whether or not Counterspell will work to freeze a dice that is, or rather lock a dice that's frozen. I'm almost certain it doesn't, and I think I've tried it before, but this is a low stakes fight, so I may as well clarify. All right. No. Okay, so this one was locked because it already rolled a 1, but the 6 that was reduced to a 1 doesn't get locked. Good. Well, not good, but now I know.
Yeah.
Replace the bad eye shot there and then just use it. Fine. And then next turn we just throw for a kill. Easy. Alright. One more battle until we'll level up. Get equipment first though. Hall of Mirrors. I do like Hall of Mirrors. Take it over the nudge. So again, Hall of Mirrors. Do you want that on a 6? No. Because rolling 2 die, what's the likelihood you get a 6 so you can activate the Hall of Mirrors and then a 6 so you can play it? 1 in 36. What are the odds that you get something and a 6? 5 in 36. Something not a 6 and a 6. 5 in 36. It's 5 times more likely you get to activate it just out of those 2 die. Now, of course, the situation does have to be extrapolated beyond 2 die, and that's where it's possible that my reasoning starts falling down. I suspect it doesn't. I suspect it holds. But yeah, we'll throw that over the nudge pretty happily. All right, Bob Squid. Let's go. I can get a magic shield out, or I can get a Hall of Mirrors out. The enemy rolling a 4 is pretty likely to be like really impactful on that headbutt. So I might just lock a 4. Because I don't have a particularly good turn anyway. I'm going to lock a 4. I'm going to get a magic shield, and I'm going to get 3 shield from it. Oh, come on! You rolled 2 evens, and neither of them are a 4. I heal up fully after this fight anyway, so I don't need to life drain. I'll happily ice shard and set up the other one though. If I can freeze the enemy 2 times in a turn, maximum thing they can do is weaken me.
Yeah.
Sorry, not weaken, but blind me. So that's another thing that I know. Like, if I have 2 Frost, Baby Squid does nothing. Unless, I guess, Baby Squid is in an upgraded form. But it's not here, thankfully. Damn. This is either a 2 or a 6 or a 4. Come on. 4. Okay. That's fine. It's the same as this one, though. We'll just throw the final one. Dang. Oh, wait. Never mind. It's totally fine. Haha. And yeah, we'll pursue some kind of lethal. Didn't work. Fine. We'll throw it. Ah, you win. That was so clever. It's so much fun playing with you. Please visit me again. I get so bored and lonely here. Really? You're up top doing the spinning of the wheel right now, actually. Prepared spell slot versus upgraded. It's upgraded. Yeah. And now I get to look at the preview of these upgrades. In fact, I should have been able to look at that before. In fact, I just should have looked at that before. Counterspell. Ooh, 2 uses this turn. Right. Magic Shield just gets 1 more. That only takes an even. And then Life Drain, maximum of 4. Okay, so previously, this is something that I'm not certain if I'm correct about, but I'm pretty sure that equipment can upgrade differently depending on the character who's holding it, as well as depending what episode you're in. That inconsistency and the inability, as most characters, not the witch, so ignore me here, and the inability to preview upgrades, again, not as the witch, is a problem. In this circumstance, it's my fault because I am the witch. But in general, when not the witch, it's a problem. In my mind. Danny? Counterspell. I don't know if I want that the open anymore. In fact, I want Life Drain to be my open. Sure, it's only drain 4, but oh wait, but it's only drain 3 unless I have it in the right slot. Hang on. Maybe I have Hall of Mirrors out. Get early dice. I do like the early dice and the ramping up and all that kind of stuff. Big fan. Fury Spell. Repeat the next attack. Requires a 6. So Fury Spell upgrading. If Fury Spell upgrades, it's almost certainly just taken even rather than needs a 6. Same as magic. I kind of want to take Fury Spell. Gotta be honest with you. I'm taking it. I'll take it after I see what I'm putting it over. Magic Shield. Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking it and replacing Magic Shield. Replace the Magic Shield with it. Now, one of the big things that we can do here is have Fury Spell actually be the spell that we start with. It only needs a 6 in order to trigger Fury. We're rolling 3 dice a turn. Our ability is to roll extra dice. We have the Cauldron for re-rolling. I think we can trigger Fury pretty easily. And I think especially if we manage to trigger Fury on the generated Hall of Mirrors or maybe even an Ice Shard, that's great. That's good enough. Having access to Fury on only a 6, to me, seems like it's going to be ridiculous. But again, this is the first time I've done this on this character in particular, so might not be. Cool. So I'm gonna Hall of Mirrors there. I'll get a repeat my next attack, and I'll double the Hall of Mirrors. Then I'm gonna make another Hall of Mirrors there. Specifically, I have to make it in the upgraded slot so that I can use the 2 in it. Otherwise, I would put it in the free slot. So I've got 3 extra dice next turn. What's up, Alchemist? Yes. Oh, that's incredible. Okay. How important is that I kill this turn? It's kind of important to me that I kill this turn, actually. So I'm going to put the Cauldron on the upgraded location so that it rolls twice. I'm looking for another 6 so I can Fury the Magic Spear. 4 is a pretty bad result as well, just in general. So I'll reroll the 4s rather than the 1s, because the 1s can be used to make another Cauldron, which rerolls more stuff. Is Counterspell that? No, Counterspell isn't that important here. In fact, 3 is garbage as well. 3 is pretty garbage. So we make another Cauldron, do it again. It's 4. Fine. Well, we get a 5 this time. 5 can actually be useful, so I'll remake another Cauldron in the area. Looking for 6, please. There's a 6. So the 5 gives us the ability to channel a Hall of Mirrors. Is that important? I don't think it is. So we'll repeat the next attack. I'm 1 short of killing you this turn. Damn. Oh god, and the enemy actually gets 13 damage out of that turn. Oh, that's rough. Oh, and they're all burning as well. I forgot that I could just straight up throw. Yet again, the fight ends before I get to use my best stuff. Honestly, these dungeons. I know the feeling. I've had it often as the witch. Health, health. And, I mean, I guess we do have 2 gold. It's possible there's something here still to buy. Magic missile. No. Bouncing. Haunted Jar unlocks so many different things to fight afterwards. So Haunted Jar blights, poisons us and then starts doubling the poison. That's how they win the fight. Poison isn't that difficult. And especially because their doubling of the poison requires them to hit a 24 countdown. Freezing that enemy is just going to completely invalidate them. I'm going to fight the Haunted Jar first. Despite the fact that it's level 3 and the Marshmallow is level 2. Oh my god. All right, then. Look, if you're gonna offer me all that damage on turn 1, you gotta know I'm gonna use all that damage on turn 1. Do I need to put Ice Shard in the upgraded slot? No. I only missed 1 damage by not putting it in the upgraded slot. This allows us to put a Cauldron there, getting 2 free damage. As I reroll that to try and find something it can be used for, but because I need 2 4s in order to make the Fury spell, I can't. Just have to throw the die at the end. But yeah, the enemy's probably, 2 damage in this whole combat. Pretty good fight. 30 damage to vampires. Yeah, the fact that it's only to vampires means, never on that. 40 for 30 actually might be good, though. No, it's not. Compare it to Flamethrower? You can't compare it to Flamethrower. Flamethrower is more difficult and is like character limited. Alright. We'll happily take our kill there. I know I could have probably drained from the enemy at the very end there if I had like a certain combination, but I have HP that I get before I go into the Marshmallow. The Marshmallow even levels me up, so not going to be important. There's Glass Cauldron. Freeze a die and roll a 1. Freeze a die and roll a 1. So it freezes a die for you and gives you a die back that you can put into another Glass Cauldron. Freeze all of your enemies' die. Seems pretty useful. Magic Dagger is reusable, does 2 damage. It does 2 damage. How many do's of 2 damage do I want to do? I don't think any. Because I'm not generating like a bunch of small things. I'm generating a bunch of big die. I mean, I would be generating small die out of the glass cannon, still. I still do think I take the Glass Cauldron. Catastrophe has been a problem for us previously. In particular, freezing die that I want burned and burning die that I want freezed. Well, actually, sorry. Burning die that I want frozen. There we go. That's full stop at the end of that. Oh, right. Magic Dagger. Got him. You weak against ice? Apparently not. Hall of Mirrors? Hall of Mirrors can't do its effect this turn. Oh, no, wait, no, it can. I was thinking of doubling its effect from the Fury, so putting the 6 into Fury, and then like, oh, can I make a Hall of Mirrors out of a 5 and a 5? Yeah, I can make the 5, but I can't cast it. Dang. But no, I can just actually naturally cast it. Also gonna make another Hall of Mirrors and just put it here. Something to do at the end of the turn, I guess. Two, put a Cauldron there instead now. Maybe I go with the burning die first. So do they throw from left to right? Because So I think I put the burning die in the cauldron, reroll. Now I have the ability to generate and play Ice Shard. I have to. The enemy is rolling such good die. That 4 and that 5 would have been really, really good. Thankfully we froze it, but I don't know, maybe we're still down here. Okay, I'll generate the second Ice Shard. As long as I freeze the enemy each turn, I should be fine, right? I'm gonna repeat the next attack. Hey, getting myself some die back. Okay, so if I do double Cauldron, I can refund die. It's a refunded random die, though. Got it. Got it. Keeping that in mind now. So the enemy can do a maximum of 4 damage to me next turn if I move the burning die. Do I make a counter spell and then roll that? No. Woo! There you go. You froze one of my die. Found my lethal. Whew. Bit of a rough fight, actually, unexpectedly right there. Duplicate versus Doppel die. I think it's duplicate. So duplicate is just for getting an extra 6 for the triggering of all of my 6 abilities. I think it's duplicate. So Cauldron is getting overwritten by Glass Cauldron, definitely. So what does Duplicate replace then? I have a sneaking suspicion it replaces Life Drain. Life Drain could have been good, but the build like varied so far from where Life Drain was going to be good. Inflict 1 poison, roll a new dice. So you put a die into channeling it, and then you put a die into playing it, and then it gives you a die back. I just don't know if it's going to be value. I guess if I do fill all of my slots with Rat, it's about... Oh, hang on. Oh, I can't even look at its upgrade. Ugh. Again, like, I can't decide whether or not I'm picking it up if I can't see its upgrade right here. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to replace Cauldron, then I'm going to go buy the Frozen Glass Cauldron or whatever it's called. Just so that I can see the upgrade to Rat. It is roll a dice with value of 3 or more. All right, so we have... It's the same upgrade that the Rat King got in the elimination round for the Inventor. Yeah, it's not that great. I would need all of my slots basically to be upgraded and have Rat in them before I'm like, oh, okay, this is fine. And even then, yeah, I'm getting what, 4 poison in a turn, and then I have all the die back to cast on different things. Rat is never good here, I don't think. Way too slow. All right, let's glass him. Great. Fireman is weak to ice. Perfect thing to hear. So I can make an Ice Shard this turn. Can't make a Glass Cauldron. Can't use Fury Spell. And melee has 2 pieces of equipment. And they have to roll even. So if I do freeze them 2 times in a turn, I'm fine. Yeah, you know what? I can freeze them 2 times in a turn. I'm gonna put an Ice Shard here. I'm gonna put an Ice Shard here. This one takes the highest odd. This one takes the highest even. Shock as well. Perfect. I was pretty hopeful we were gonna end up with a turn like that. That just locks the enemy out. that shard. Not even needed because it was doing double damage. Ooh, beautiful. No extra equipment, so bounce time. Didn't even take damage. Okay, so Snowman's going to be really easy to kill. Rhino Beetle shouldn't be too much of an issue either. Nor should Cactus. The fact that I can freeze these two front ones is really, really good. And then the Snowman, I have no fire. I thought I had fire in this build. Oh, right. The fire was from a random roll. Got it. Okay, so the Iceman is going to be the hardest. So we'll target the other two targets first, obviously. Okay. I could get my Glass Cauldron out there. Lock all of the enemies die this turn. On an odd, they gain 1 thorns. It's reusable. So they get 3 thorns a turn if I specifically constantly freeze them. Well, it's better than them doing that and then Cactus spearing me as well, I suppose. No, counterspell's not effective here. Wait, with... Okay, yeah, with any amount of glass, like with Glass Cauldron in an updated slot, you have the ability to basically freeze all of the enemies die at any point. But you don't really get to do much on that turn as well. It's a little bit of a concern there. I can make another glass shard right now, but is it gonna be worthwhile? Like, this Glass Cauldron... Like... I mean, do I make it or do I throw the die? I'm gonna throw the die. Because next turn, I'm gonna need to generate something that does damage, so I'm probably going to... Actually, speaking of something that does damage, we have very little damage here. I'm probably gonna start focusing on trying to get a Hall of Mirrors out, so I can start ramping. I also do need to know this turn. Okay, good. Ooh, I can get a magic barrier actually. I suppose I should. Although I don't want to reroll 2 times on the glass cannon. Yeah, this build does only damage based on whatever we get in this slot, unfortunately, which is a... Finding it difficult to get ice shards out there. So if Ice Shard was on 1 and then Glass Cauldron was on 2, I think this would be a lot better. Because then I could Glass Cauldron for a full turn, lock the enemy out, set up Ice Shards for the next turn, and then murder them. Good shield, at least. God, really? Blood Cauldron would be really good. I would love having Blood Cauldron, but don't have access to it. I think there is just like a Cauldron build where you just roll a bunch of 1s, use those 1s to generate more Cauldrons, and Lockpick to split die, or Magic Key to split die when it's upgraded, I think. That kind of thing. I think that's like a whole build, not the build I can get at all right now. I'm going to Hall of Mirrors over the Glass Cauldron there. I'll generate this Glass Cauldron over the other Hall of Mirrors that isn't particularly useful for us because it's not upgraded. And of course I can't roll 6s. The absolute life of me. Oh look, it's a 6. That's really annoying. Well, I have no way to generate an effect to use after the Fury spell, like, that I really want. Yeah. Oh, God. That's so annoying. I can't generate a Hall of Mirrors duplication this turn. The 6 is needed in the Fury spell, and then I can't get another even in any way, shape, and or form from this. I could get a duplicate out right now, but then I can only duplicate like a 5 or a 1. I just don't know how I really want to go about this. This whole build does no damage, which is why I want to get as many of my die as quickly as possible here. Or rather, as many die as I can possibly have as quickly as possible here, so that I can just start throwing them at the enemy, frankly. Fine. These thorns don't really seem to... Oh, wait. Are the thorns... Takes 3 damage if they attack this turn. Blocks incoming damage. I think I'm losing HP rather than shield. Backfire. Lose 1 health. No. Yeah, I'm gonna... Furiate Hall of Mirrors there. Then I'll remake a Hall of Mirrors there. Blood Cauldron. Do I want to lose 5 HP from the backfire there? I'll throw a dice in the end. Yeah, so if I throw a dice at the enemy and they have thorns, their damage actually goes past my shield. So I've been losing HP this entire time, but I've never seen an effect that has damage go through a shield, other than I think poison does. Maybe it does. But also... the fact that throwing dice is not possible here for damage is a very big concern. I basically need to rely on my special spell being good. Repeat the next attack on a 4. And I'm done with getting more stuff. I'm gonna roll that, then Ice Shard there, Ice Shard there. 5, 4. I do need to just start dealing damage to the enemy, otherwise I just lose. And I can't throw these 2. That's a bunch of damage I deal to myself if I do. Yeah, all of the Thorns damage actually seems like it's passing my shields. That's not right. Can't be. And then make another Ice Shard. Murder. Yeah, the fact that Thorns was directly bypassing the shield is annoying, but also, it is worth noting, I only had 1 shield, so it's not like it's going to be particularly impactful in this run. It's just something that I now need to concern myself with. That doesn't work in the intuitive fashion I'd previously assumed. I thought that fight was going to be really easy. I have been made a punk of. Still think the Rhino Beetle battle is going to be easier than the Snowman for me. Oh my god, that's really good. Alright, we'll have Horror Mirrors go there so that I can pop those. Then I can Ice Shard down in this corner, or I can Counterspell there. Oh, no, wait, so, sorry, that's not how it happens. I roll a 1 with this. That gives me a glass cannon in here. Then I roll a 3 and a 1. I generate an Ice Shard. Then I pop another 1. Get all of the enemy's dice frozen. That's the most important thing that I can do. So they can't Beetle Headbutt me. Like, it's going to take them Yeah, another 5 turns to do it. Get 2 of those next turn. Don't want to put a 6 in there. I don't think I do. Double a big old ice shard, get a glass cauldron out so that I can reroll a little bit here. Just making sure everything's frozen, bud. You know what? I'll get 2 1s next turn rather than deal 1 damage to you. Those 2 1s are cauldrons. Let's repeat draining HP from you. Oh, I had a 3! Dang it. Sorry, I didn't think I had a 3 there. Fine though. Whew. Can I get back to some HP? Some HP stealing stuff? Deal 20 damage, burn all dice. I mean, I can do that. Right? 6-2, 6-6. I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Enemy uses any of their dice and they're dead. Just love being able to lock enemies out. Repeat the next attack and double silver you. Perfect. So I get a little bit more HP before I go into the Snowman fight, as well as a little bit more equipment, but this is going to be rough for us. Silver Cauldron, get an odd dice. Getting an odd dice in response is difficult for the Hall of Mirrors and the Fury spell to actually capitalize on. Fury spell does only take evens when it's upgraded. Duplicate. I'll ignore the Silver Cauldron, obviously. But maybe it's time to get Duplicate out of the base. Fury spell is harder to make. No, Fury spell is harder to make. It's just Duplicate. I never put a 6 into making a Duplicate, because why would I do that if I'm putting into the Fury spell and the Hall of Mirrors so constantly? But I guess if Duplicate is out by base, then I can make a Fury spell real. Oh, okay. If Duplicate's out by base, then I can make a Fury spell with just a single 4 and pop it onto the upgraded slot, so the Fury spell only needs an even in order to duplicate. Then I can Fury spell a Duplicate to get extra die back. That makes sense. That's some good ramp on turn 1, I think. Alright, Snowman. Snowman's weak to fire. I'm weak to Snowman, though, so... Ooh, that's expanded. Okay, I dupe a 6, then I put that dupe there, and I dupe a 6. I put that dupe there, and I dupe a 6. This is literally just to fill all of those slots, right? It didn't accomplish anything, but it filled all of those slots with 6s, so I have that for the future. I need to think about how much damage I'm okay with the enemy doing. Because I don't know if... Well, the enemy freezes are dying, right? And especially if I'm going to constantly freeze the enemy, and that's the best way for me to take little damage to them, constantly freezing the enemy. So, if I am going to constantly freeze the enemy, which I am, then they're going to constantly have odd die. Those odd die mean that they're going to freeze me back. So I need more than 3 die if I actually want to be able to do anything with it. Otherwise, I'm just going to have 1-1-1 every single turn. So that means that this turn, I set up as much as I can in the way of Hall of Mirrors. I can do that one of 2 different ways. Make another duplicate, duplicate a 5. And then a... Yeah, we make another duplicate and duplicate a 5. We're doing it. Okay, so a 5 and a 6 on any slot except for this one is a Hall of Mirrors, and then a 5 and a 2 is another one on Hall of Mirrors on there. But I think we just do it in the same slot. Yeah. 2 extra die on turn 1. Unfortunately, I didn't get to freeze the enemy at all there. That's a... not... Yeah. This is why I was concerned about that. The 2 5s here are real rough. I'm hoping that I get some, like, life gain or something right now, otherwise. Dodge next attack. Teleport spell is useful. I'm not going to be able to get Fury spell out this turn unless I get a good effect here. Oh, that's really bad. So, I'm 1, 2, 3. I'm missing a 5 and I'm missing a 6. 5 is useless for me, right? Well, no, 5 is the activation for teleport spell and... sorry, I'm missing 5 and 4. 4 is the ability to get Fury spell, and 5 is the ability to activate the teleport spell. So everything I want to do this turn in terms of dodging, I cannot. Oh, that's maddening. I can perma-freeze all of the enemy stuff though. So let's do that. Do I want to channel an Ice Shard this turn? I don't think so. Get a Glass Cauldron down here, reroll this 1, reroll this 1, get a Glass Cauldron down here, reroll this 1, reroll this 1, and then we're done.
Yeah.
With the Glass Cauldrons at the absolute least. Okay. Now, 3s and 6s I have access to. The enemy has a counter spell. It really doesn't matter what I would counterspell. Right? It just prevents the enemy from using one of their things that turn. So yeah, I set up the counterspell and I just counterspelled 2 different things in a turn, every turn. It has the possibility of preventing all damage or some damage or, you know, no damage, but it's really important to do in my opinion. Right now at least. Okay. Maybe I get a second counterspell out there, actually. One, 6, or 3. All get locked. Gonna dupe that and then throw these, I think. Yeah, so we locked 1. That's already bought us an extra turn worth of combat against this enemy, but we do need to figure out when we're going to hit them. Because it really looks like we're not. The fact that they get the ability to just, like, lock all of our stuff like this is... real rough. As soon as I took basically all of the damage out of my deck, like, I've only got Ice Shard left here for damage, that's when I lost. Like, I have the ability to manipulate all of my stuff ridiculously, but utility, 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 and Ice Shard is not a build. That does not a build make. I'd love if I could dupe the 2. So I could slime the enemy, I guess. But I can't. I've got to counterspell that too, for the possibility that saves me.
Yeah.
And then I Glass Cauldron there, reroll. Glass Cauldron there, reroll. Glass Cauldron there, reroll. And throw. It's possible the enemy kills me this time. Never mind. They locked 1 die and then the rest got frozen. So I am probably dead this turn. Thank you for locking my only useful die there. Yep. Yeah, I just locked myself out of the ability to deal any damage. So I was really, really hopeful that the reward that I got after the previous fight, the chest after the previous fight, was going to be some sort of damage. It wasn't. Or some sort of fire damage in particular as well, actually. I mean, there's no reason to do anything in particular, right? Well, we'll see. Am I alive? Oh, damn! I'm actually still alive this turn. I'm possibly dead next turn. I don't know yet. hate that I get the teleport spell when I have no ability to utilize it whatsoever. I can Fury spell this turn. Then never activate the Fury spell. I'm gonna lock. Channel Fury spell here. Then I'm gonna even. I'll freeze 2 of your die, freeze another one at the very end, and then throw. Come on, Snowman. Hey, there we go. The death I so richly deserve. Well given. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Dicey Dungeons. I need to learn how to keep damage as the witch. For the moment, hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.